Hey, I want to share with you some things I've learned about these Hatfield 20 gauge. These are the SAS 20 semi-automatic 20 gauge shotguns. I've had this one maybe a year and maybe shot it 1,200 times. There's a rolled pin in this location here on this gun that's shattered, and I wanted to share with you how I repaired it. I measured the diameter of the pin, and I couldn't find anything available. And I didn't even want to try to get a part from Hatfield or whoever made this thing. So, but this is the pin here. It had shattered, half of it had fallen off. The piece was still attached, but part of the coil spring had fallen into the trigger mechanism and keeping it from working. And so what I did, I measured that diameter, and I figured out that a number 30 drill bit shaft was exactly the right size I needed. So I measured the length I needed and cut it off with this Dremel tool with a cutoff wheel. And the only thing I had to solve then was how to retain it in there. So I took a hammer and flattened one end of the this pin that I had made ever so slightly, so that when I pressed it into the assembly, when it got to the flat part, it was kind of like putting a square pin in a round hole. It wedged itself in there, and I've shot it maybe 200 or 300 times since then, and it's working fine. And the drill bit is hardened metal, so it'll probably last a pretty long time. And the other thing I wanted to show you on these guns is there's a sheet metal piece here that supports the foregrip, and it's held in place by two little screws. And on both of these guns, the screws had backed away, and this piece is rattling around. You don't really notice it when you're shooting it because it's being pushed against itself by the screw here. But what I did is I removed the screws, degreased them, and reinstalled them with Loctite, and hopefully that'll fix it. I've heard a lot of complaints or seen on the website where these pieces of wood crack, and they probably would if it was shot a lot without that piece firmly in place. But I wanted to show you, this is a newer, same model, just a newer one. It has the original rolled pin in it. I'll show you the difference. I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe I can backlight it. But you can see the pin is hollow. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a hollow pin. It's a coiled pin, and in this case, it's kind of a spring pin. It's held. Like a slightly larger diameter, and it's held in place by the spring action of pressing it in there. And I'm hoping what happened was when they installed it, maybe it wasn't quite properly aligned, and maybe it cracked it when it was installed. Hopefully, it's not a intrinsic failure of the gun, but if it is, not a worry. It's just I know a way to fix it with this number 30 drill bit. So other than these two issues with the gun, these guns have been flawless. They cycle. They're a little finicky at first when they're first new, but once they are broken in a little bit, they're fine. They shoot flawlessly, and had a lot of fun shooting these guns. And the light recoil, they don't beat you up like a 12 gauge or a over and under or something like that. A lot of the recoil is absorbed by this mechanism, which I kind of enjoy that. I can shoot more and don't feel so tired. Just wanted to share those with you.